Georgie, I thought you were a professional.
What are we doing?
So you know how our house design looked absolutely incredible before? Well.
What? That's like photo!
I don't even want to reenact it because I know how, like,
Well,
I think this is why we haven't spoken about it, because it was obviously really traumatizing. What's good, Fizz fam? How you guys doing? Comment one good thing about your day, about your life. Remember to keep focusing on what's good. You will notice more of what's good and you'll start just working towards the life of your dreams, creating the absolute life of your dreams. So today's video, we actually need your help, but first of all, let me quickly explain. The first part is going to be basically a vlog, which we were planning on doing, but then there's actually an issue which we really want to address, just to try to give an update on something which was happening to us previously as well. So I'm going to carry on with the vlog for the time being. First of all, we need your help, don't we, George?
Yes, we need to give this beauty a name, because in the past we've had lots of different vehicles and you guys have helped given us them a name, such as the Poopmobile.
Before we go in, I just wanted to show you, this is what happens when you live in Brighton.
And then also we had the Cali Cruiser. But look at the beasts we've got. We're like, whoa, the cars here are really, really big. Can you remember, girls?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then when we had the Jaguar, because we got lent a Jaguar for a little while, can you remember that?
Yeah.
And then you guys gave us a name for the Jaguar, but I can't remember what you named it. I can't remember. Can you help us, Fizz fam, and let us know in the comments section what we should name this car? So what I want to do now, Fizz fam, Darren is going to be the amazing husband that he is. You've seen behind the scenes on TikTok and Reels, haven't you? The amazing father that he is from husband. What Darren's going to be doing today, he's not going to be holding a fan today, but he's going to be taking a picture of me on the golf cart, showing everyone that I'm cruising around on whatever this name is, and being all grown up and independent.
I know how you say grown up when you are grown up.
Yeah, but you can be a grown up and not be grown up, correct? I'm just going to park it over there in the driveway, Darren, is that right?
Okay, good luck, nice and slow.
I know I'm doing it.
Trying to quickly make it over there in time. I win.
And I need to get this parked up for a good photo. I think of the house behind us, yeah? Should have the creation station behind us.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah?
I think maybe it'd be more fun if it's like on an angle as well.
Yeah, what do you think, Darren?
So like,
What's your toes?
Oh!
Darren!
Georgie, I thought you were a professional.
What are we doing?
No, you're gonna crash.
Can you park it in a good spot?
Come on, you can do it, can't you?
I can't. It's too difficult with Cara on my lap. I just can't do it because I'm
Do you
having
want me to
told
take
her. Yeah, please.
Right, guys, everyone ready for the photo?
Be quick.
You
probably only have 1
quick
minute.
little chocolate, didn't you?
And a little short change. For any of those gone, what? I swear Cora's wearing purple shorts. I realised that we were all coordinated apart from Cora, so he's got some of these little cream.
So
sandy
behind the
shorts on.
scenes, this is how the kids are happy to take a photo.
Yeah.
Got a little coconut chocolate bite, haven't you?
You have to have.
when
You have to have a bribe. Shh.
Right, anyway, better be quick. Ready? Photo time. Okay, it was going pretty well, Fizz fam, until Koa.
Look what it's got in its mouth.
What happened, Karma?
He put it all in his mouth and said he was getting me enough one.
Yeah, he took your one as well, didn't
Well,
he?
Cora eats like me, eats really quickly, shoves it all in.
quickly
He
grabbed it
finished
off
his.
Karma.
Karma was saving hers in her hand, which obviously is a good idea because it will melt, my darling. But then Cora then took it and shoved it all in. There was like, look at him. I think he's getting his own back for all the little times you've taken his toy. There you go, Karma. Make sure you don't let him
I
take
noticed
it.
there's been a bite taken out of that.
Everyone, can we start again? Because Dad's got to go further back, okay?
Managed to get a successful picture in the end. Everyone's just having their lunch, but I have something exciting. Mia, can you come here and everyone come here? I've got, no,
I know what it is.
You want to say something first? What?
No, I know I'm going to finish a sentence off. Girls,
Go on then, try
Dad's got some important news to say. I've been perfecting my twerking. I can now do twerking when I'm getting stuff out the cupboard.
I was not going to say that.
It doesn't really look like twerking, it looks like
I'm going absolutely
some
insane.
weird like hopping.
I'm going insane.
Like a twitch.
Last night, Koa woke up in the middle of the night because it was that blood meme, wasn't it, Darren? Can you remember?
It didn't look that colour to me, it was just
No.
white.
Well,
but-
what happened is Karma woke up in the middle of the night and turned the light on and thought it was time to get up. And then Koa cried for the rest of the night. So I'm a bit crazy today.
I've just fallen asleep and
Can we hear the
turned the
news?
light on.
Yeah, I want to tell you the news. Yeah, and I've been up since 4 AM because of the full moon as well. Anyway, let me show you guys something amazing. So you know how our house design looked absolutely incredible before? Well.
What? That's like photos!
Wow.
Oh my goodness, it looks amazing!
Oh my goodness. It's like a beautiful, tropical house.
I'm so excited.
Wow, that is
Wow.
beautiful.
Can I have a look?
In a minute.
You mean the Fizz family?
In a minute.
You mean the Fizz family?
Fizz fam is currently looking at them because they're appearing on screen while Mia and Sienna are looking at them. But you can't see yet.
Wow. Oh, I'm so excited. Whoa.
I feel like we've already seen this, but it's just so
I know, it's got like more detail to it. But then
Yeah.
actually on the floor plan, there has been more changes as well. Like we've got a toilet upstairs in between the office and the studio space now.
Why is there a hole in the staircase? Or is that
No, that's a shadow. It's not a hole. It's meant to be like a sun streak.
Butt heads.
It's like a sun streak.
Mia, you hold the Fizz fan so I can look.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow, they've shown us what the garden's going to look like now, because before the garden was really bare.
Yeah. So all this is to give some privacy to the house as well, you see?
Yeah.
Good, isn't it?
People aren't going to see me wandering around naked.
Yeah, it looks good. Look, you can even see the car in there through the side of the garage now.
Oh, it looks stunning.
There's real life birds in the sky.
Every time I see this, one, I have a little bit of imposter syndrome. I feel like it's not real, but then at the same time, it's helping me
There's
visualize.
only some slight tiny amendments which we're going to do now, such as a glass wall around the pool.
Yeah.
And I realised as well, the water feature at the front doesn't make sense. Because the kids are just going to get soaked.
Well, we have a water feature in the garden. If you have too much water, it's not actually that good for feng shui. So.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, cool.
Gorgeous.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that you'd added like a water slide down the garden, or you like, I don't know. What?
Not
Skate
I thought that was
park.
Koa. I thought that was Koa's noise.
Fizz fan, by the way, we're now about to go out, and then look what Koa's done to the floor.
By the way, I love
Oh, lovely.
I loved how close Mia just got to Georgie's eyeball there. It was so good. As Georgie walked past, Mia's just like...
You show my makeup off. Good job I got makeup on, because I woke up this morning feeling like, because of that for me. But yeah. Anyway, guys, what we got to do is...
something else to comment below about. Do full moons make you like go a bit crazy? Because even last night there was a fly in here which was acting like it lost the plot. It was trying to attack us, wasn't it?
The full moon does give you energy, and I guess if you're like, I don't know, it can give you good or bad energy. It's not necessarily like, you know, make you go crazy in a bad way. If you want to manifest something, you can probably make it happen more, can't you?
Oh yeah. Apparently, in Mia's crystal book, I read and it said that you can like write your goals and then you can put it on a crystal and then you can put it outside on a full moon night and then it will help your like goals like come true, like you achieve your goals.
Oh wow.
Anyone wants a chance to win 5,000 bolognese?
Me?
What are these? What are these?
Donut cake things.
Donut cakes.
Do you know what that's for? Bracelet.
Oh, let's pay up.
My 5,000! Where's my 5,000 colones?
I'll give it to them.
Wait, was it 5,000 or 500,000? It was 500,000 what you said, right? Not 5,000. That's like $10, isn't it? Okay, Dankeschön.
Doesn't quite work with one though, does it? Koa, I've got to say, that is the most relaxed I've ever seen someone sit in a high chair. This is like next level, just living the life, isn't it?
Oh.
Oh. What happened to all your spaghetti? Koa, it's everywhere. You had spaghetti bolognese, didn't you, Kamsi?
Yeah.
Yeah, was it nice?
Yeah, I connect it up.
Yeah, lentils and tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Guess
You
what
like
she
that?
did to it last night though. So we went for a little picnic and took our dinner out. And then when we got back, she decided to have seconds. So we're like, okay then. And I thought if we ate our picnic out, it would save loads of mess. But she wanted seconds, so my girl gets seconds. But then I came in the kitchen because I was clearing up and putting away the beach stuff. She covered all the spaghetti on her legs. She's like putting it all on, like doing like art with spaghetti on her body. It went everywhere. Like the whole chair is stained, Karma.
Did you have a good time doing that, Kamsi?
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it your favourite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, spaghetti art.
I know that most mums feel this way. You love making spaghetti bolognese because it's really easy and the kids enjoy it. But doesn't it cause you so much mess afterwards? The clothes are stained and everywhere gets covered. It's one of those bittersweet meals, isn't it? Bye, Karma.
Bye.
Be a good girl for Mia.
Okay.
You chopping the garlic?
Yeah.
Are you the garlic peeler?
Yeah.
And what are we having for dinner tonight, Mia?
We are having sweet potato and loads of other vegetables.
Looks delicious. What we do, Fizz fam, is Mia cooks like 2 nights a week or something.
Yeah.
Because she really enjoys
Fun,
it.
I like it.
But
It's
also it's like
relaxing.
helping the teamwork, isn't it?
Yeah.
But guys, a little secret about us. Mia's great uncle is actually Gordon Ramsay. So she wants to take after him, don't you? This is news.
Mummy.
Okay, bye.
Mum.
Bye.
Mummy.
See you later. Now you're going to do crocheting. Mia.
I'm not gonna be good.
Mum, get it right. How many times have I told you? It's crochet, not knitting.
Hello, Hello, Koa.
You ready to go, Koa?
You look so messy. I got you cleaned today. Should we go, Koa? You need a little nap. Right, see you in a little while. See ya. Bye. Remember the rice is going to be done in 13 minutes. Right, I've got the donut mold. If you're wondering why, Fizz fam, we have brought the donut molds out with us. I'm now going to be dropping them off in a local organic shop because the ladies who are going to be making Mia's birthday cake, they said that they'd ordered a donut mold, but it's not going to arrive in time for Mia's birthday. So they asked if I would mind dropping my donut molds off into the shop and they're going to use them instead. Should we take them in the shops, Sienna?
Yeah. Look what I got, Fizz fam, from the shops. So first of all, I got this fabric because I needed some fabric for my sewing.
Oh, that
and
looks
it's
nice.
really
Oh, no.
pretty,
Oh, I want something now.
And then I got these really beautiful buttons.
Did you go into like the crochet?
Yeah, the crochet shop because they have sewing and knitting thing. I did want to get the knitting needles, but the lady said that in the morning somebody came and took them.
Oh.
So I got those buttons,
What,
those pink and
stole them or?
No, like bought them. I thought I'd get Camera a little gift of post-it notes because I know she always goes in my drawer and wants mine, so I thought I'd get her some.
That's nice of you,
And
Sienna.
then I also got some glitter.
You never have too much glitter, can you?
No.
Is that everything you got?
Yep, that's all I got.
Yeah, I went into the supermarket, Fizz fam, and I stocked up on about 20 packages of tofu, silken tofu. I probably looked really crazy. And then I also found some organic tomato ketchup down. We've been wanting some ketchup, and they had organic in there. It's really exciting when you see new stuff in there. Because you do have a lot in the supermarkets here. There is a lot of stuff, but sometimes you don't get everything that you get back in the UK, but there's still a really good choice. And then you have all like the US products and brands, which is exciting. And then I also got some more of those fruit lollies. It's amazing. In there, there's these really, really delicious lollies, and they're only 20 calories each. It's amazing. That's my little hack. Little fitness hack, guys, is that buy these fruit like keto lollies. I don't know if you're going to have them where you are exactly, but they have them here in Costa Rica, and you can probably even make them, but you just like, it's like pureed like smoothie of fruit. So there's like passion fruit ones and like guava ones, and then they put stevia in it, and it's really sweet and refreshing. It's delicious. Even you lot want them, don't
Yeah,
you?
oh, they're so nice.
I know, we're having a bit of a change because we used to always have salted caramel, and now we're having fruity ones, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's like a little blanket for him. So
I know.
cute.
It's so cute because every time we go out, if we take Koa and Karma stays at home, like if we're pushing a trolley along and there's like the little seat next to Koa empty, he always goes, Mama, Mama.
and taps the seat.
It's like they're twins. It's so cute. Like he really misses her when he's not with her, which is adorable.
Yeah, even though you scrap,
Yeah, I know.
sometimes you still love each other, don't you?
Yeah. Your face, Sienna.
I've got you a little present when I pop to the art shop. So you know how you always go in my drawer and get all my post-it notes? I've got some for you. Oh,
What did you say, Karma?
thank you, Senna.
Mia, I've got to say, I'm really, really, really happy with the dinner. Thank you, it looks so delicious. Here's Mia's delicious curry. That looks amazing. And then we've got this basmati rice. Thanks, Mia. Has Karma been good? Oh, brilliant. What we're going to do, Fizz fam, is we obviously every afternoon we have this mission where we're going to try and catch the sunset. Like we're trying to make it our daily mission to go to the beach every day. And sometimes I drive, sometimes Darren drives. And yesterday my driving was really, really bad. So I think I'm going to let him do it this time. I think I was just getting tired. We've got to now try and have our dinner and make it to the beach. Koa, do you want some dinner?
Oh, do you want some dinner?
Karma, it looks like your dinner is still there.
Yeah.
Right, go and finish it off then and we get to go to the beach.
And you get dessert when you finish as well.
Yeah.
And then can we go to the beach and go on waffles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, are you excited for dinner? Look, Fizz fam, how excited he is.
Which one do I go for? Guana, orange, or Cass?
I really fancy trying Cass actually.
Yeah?
You get one, Koa, don't worry. These are the ice loaves which I'm on about by a brand called Nikos. I don't know whether this is Costa Rican or not, but they're delicious, aren't they? I'm gonna have to give Koa one because he's really excited.
Wow, guys, I'm actually really surprised about this flavour. I went for guava in the end. It tastes really nice. Like, for some reason I thought guava was a bit like bitter, but it's actually really like sweet and fruity. It's really nice.
So as we mentioned earlier in the vlog about not being able to sleep last night as a result of the full moon, well, I got up ridiculously early this morning. I'd done all my emails and everything, and then I started replying to some comments. And I got reminded about something which we made a video about, which was Karma having breath holding spells. when she was obviously very young, baby, and then like gradually as she turned into a toddler.
I think they started when we went to Dubai, didn't they? Yeah.
So how old was she then?
6 months old,
Yeah.
6, 7 months old.
Yeah, so thank you so much for leaving that comment. I started to reply and then I was like, hang on, we haven't even made a video actually addressing this. We've been so busy obviously having another baby, and then because we have managed to sort that situation out, I think we've pushed it away now, you know, because it is distressing when it happens. So I'm sorry to hear that anybody else is going through that. And
super scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it happens. But I think the main thing is with breath holding spells is that your baby is absolutely fine when it happens.
Yeah, that's so easier said than done.
When it happens,
to feel that and to just say, no, they're okay.
But when it happens, it can be really scary, especially if you don't know what it is. Obviously, I feel like the child has to have several for you to work out that's something like what is going on. So we managed to deal with it, and I think we've solved it, haven't we?
I mean, first of all, probably the most important thing to say is, like, from all the reading that we did on it, like, obviously once we were in that situation, that was our priority number one, was figuring out how can we help Karma. Surely this doesn't need to be a permanent thing. And so from all of the reading that we did, the most reassuring thing we read was, well, two things. Number one, it's not anything to worry about from what we read.
It's not dangerous for them.
Provided that it is breath holding spells and it's not something else.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we're going to kind of generalize a bit and just speak from our own experience. But from what we've read, provided that it is breath holding spells, it means there's not anything to worry about. It's something to do with the vagus nerve and kind of just temporarily stop breathing, but it's only ever temporary.
They just go unconscious, don't they?
Yeah, and it always kicks back in. And then number two, which is really reassuring to know, is that they grow out of it.
Yeah.
But obviously just because you find those things out, it doesn't mean that you, like for our situation, it doesn't mean we just want to say, oh okay, it's fine, then we'll wait till it's over. We obviously wanted to figure out everything we could do to try to either minimize the effects from it or hopefully stop it from happening.
Because what I thought is, why do only some children have breath holding spells, not all children? And I feel like there must be a trigger for children to have it.
Yeah.
There must be something in like their life which is causing it, which doesn't mean it's the parent's fault. But I always like to think if one of us gets ill, something with our bodies isn't working right, I always like to try and think what is causing that to solve the issue. So we did a lot of research, didn't we? And because it's the vagus nerve, I think it's to do with like their nervous system, and I think stress is the number one thing which can overstimulate the vagus nerve and cause them to have a breath holding spell. Stress can come in lots of different forms. It can come from lack of sleep, not having good sleep. It can come from like having a really overstimulating day, like really busy day, lots of lights, lots of stuff going on. It can come from them being very upset over something, like having a tantrum. Like as they get older, they could have a breath holding spell because they didn't get their own way. Like, so stress from that. And also like if their diet, imagine if they didn't eat well that day and had lots of sweets and candy and numbers, I reckon that could be a trigger as well. So
so we started noticing the patterns. We were like, right, it was usually two things which caused it to happen, which was number one, being sleep deprived, so not having good sleep, and then number two was there'd usually be some sort of like stressful incident which would then trigger it. For instance, when she was learning to walk, well, you know, like just toddle around, you know, but hold on the edge of the table and go around like the coffee table's edge and stuff. If she would topple, sometimes that would cause it. And we'd notice like, right, this is happening when she's had a very bad night's sleep the night before, and then say maybe we'll try to give her a nap in the mid-morning and she just wouldn't go to sleep, and we tried her hardest, and then it's like by 2 in the afternoon, she's so tired, and then something happens, and then it could just be something small as well, and then it would trigger it. So that was our priority number one from that moment. It's like, right, we have to prioritize sleep. So then we started figuring out how can we make her sleep better. So things like removing any lights in the room, you know, like when there's little power lights, one on the camera above us right now, like little power lights on things, covering them in blue tack, or
like,
switching things off at the wall.
Like a phone charger has a little blue light on it.
Getting rid of all of those lights, making the room as dark as possible, switching off Wi-Fi, because obviously even though those things are invisible and we don't think there's anything there, there's obviously frequencies going through us which elevates heart rate. It puts you in a bit of a fight or flight state, whether you kind of realise it or not. And I think as an adult you might not notice that so much, or some people are more in tune with it than others. But I think for babies, like they've just come out of the womb and it's like suddenly they're in this crazy chaotic environment with all these flashing lights, like TV. A TV isn't a constant picture, it's flashing, like really fast flashing. So all of those types of things we gradually try to
and like
kind
no
of remove.
TVs on, no like music, like have a proper good wind down
So
routine.
phones in airplane mode, Wi-Fi routers off, and then eventually we actually started using Ethernet cables plugged into the Wi-Fi router, so Wi-Fi is permanently off.
I've got a good point to make about Wi-Fi. When we were younger, and most parents out there, Wi-Fi wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
It didn't exist, so we just don't know what effects it's going to have on young developing children with like this, like their skull hasn't formed yet.
Yeah.
They've got all the soft tissues and all, like their body is really, really vulnerable to all these frequencies. We have to remember, like, oh, Wi-Fi might be okay for us, but we never actually had it from the moment we were in the womb till like all throughout our childhood.
Yeah.
So we do have to consider
just have a look up on Amazon on books and just find books about those topics,
because
I've read so many of them, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't want my kids to
be an experiment.
Exactly, to have that which I didn't have to go through as a child.
They don't know what the effects are going to be, because there hasn't been any like people who've lived long enough, or children who've lived through it to get, when they're older, you just don't know what it's going to do to them, and I just don't want to risk that. So
then there are other types of things which we started to look at as well, which might be causing stress for her. So prior to Karma being born, we would eat like a lot less healthily. I mean, to be honest, mainly to like show people what types of vegan food you can get. Like, look at us, we eat burgers, we eat pizza, we eat sweets, we eat ice cream, like all the time.
We did used to go and visit restaurants a lot, and food eating out is not ideal, but sometimes we'd eat a lot more than what we should.
So we started eating a lot more healthily once Karma was going through this, and like you can't pinpoint one thing, like was it one, I don't think there's a magic pill for this. I think it's like remove as many stressful things as possible. So I don't know if they find doing a particular activity very stressful, maybe think about them not doing that activity, or
for instance,
just anything what's going to make them feel a lot more calm.
Karma once had a breath holding spell when I was trying to put her vest on her, and she was really struggling and didn't want me to get her changed, and I kind of like was trying to put it on her, and then she had a breath holding spell, so she didn't like that. So it wasn't just if she hurt herself, it's if something was like kind of really annoying. And for babies, it might be really stressful. Someone's trying to get you dressed and you don't want to. Just imagine if you're an adult and someone's trying to force clothes on
they
you.
can't talk, can they?
Yeah.
And it's like they're going to feel frustrated.
I think with Karma as well, she wasn't a good sleeper. She'd wake up so many times a night.
That is literally
I think the number one cause, so if any of you are overwhelmed, oh, I've got to eat organic, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, the number one thing is sleep.
Yeah.
Prioritise their sleep.
Yeah.
And then the second thing as well, I think she's quite a sensitive child, and I know there's a lot of people out there who've got one child out of all of their children. It's the sensitive child, if you want to call it. They get easily upset. They seem to be harder to, need a lot of attention and care, and I think that's why she had breath holding spells as well.
I think that's a contributing factor.
She's a sensitive soul as well, so I feel like we try to reduce a lot of stressful things, and then like at night time have a good wind down routine, and even in the day they should have some calm down time.
Yeah, that's another really good point.
Well.
Routine.
They love routine.
She loves routine.
Yeah, she thrives off
just
her.
Even like this, like trying to come to the beach for sunset, or just like whatever it is. Like obviously when we weren't living here, it's going to be like the teeth brushing time is at the same time, the story time is at the same time, the bedtime, like a real process of trying to wind down, which was hard for us because obviously. Well, I mean, and for everyone else, you're busy, you've got a lot of things to do, but we just had to start prioritising that over other things.
Our life has completely changed since Karma's came along, and I will do anything for her. Like, I love her to bits, but it has been hard where me and Darren, we had Mia and Sienna before Karma came along, and they're really well behaved and easygoing kids, and they were quite grown up as well. Obviously, that Mia was like, how old was Mia when Karma was born? In her teens.
Yeah.
And then Sienna's an older kid, so we had a kind of life of leisure, and we could really do what we want. So we've had to like really stick to a more monotonous.
When Karma was born, did you mean when Sienna was born?
What?
When you just said how old was Mia when Karma was born in her teens?
Yeah, I did.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just saying
obviously.
I'm just saying our life changed.
It's only 3 years
ago.
ago.
Our life changed so much when Karma was born. Like, we didn't have a lot of freedom, but like when you see your child having a breath holding spell and they hold their breath and they're about to go unconscious, that could be quite scary. But we haven't said one thing.
Oh yeah.
What to do during a breath holding spell.
Well, no, like when you anticipate it's going to happen.
And you can usually tell
because they go.
Well, they've hurt themselves, or they've got really upset, and all babies do this.
They just sort of hold. They look like they're taking a breath, but then I don't even want to reenact it because I know how. Like, I think this is why we haven't spoken about it, because it was obviously really traumatizing for. I mean, I don't know whether she really knew what was going on, to be honest. So I'll say for us, obviously it must be for her if she had any awareness of what was going on, but. It's just when you see them start to go. So as soon as that started happening, because obviously from all what we read, like they have to be laid on their side so they don't choke on their tongue, that type of thing. But we would get to her as soon as possible and just go,
blow in her face.
Blow in her face.
And it stops her from passing
9
out.
times out of 10, that would be enough. Like, and we all figured out how to do it. Like if Sienna was playing with her and suddenly something would happen, we would hear like Sienna doing it, and then we run there, and then Carmen's just like, and then she'll start crying, and that's that where you're like, yes, they're crying.
But I just want to say something, all children and babies, if they get upset, they do take that breath in and do that, but with a child with breath holding spell, that like pause goes on for a long time.
Well,
and
then
that's what's
their
scary.
head
Because
flops,
Koa sometimes does it. If he gets really
then
upset,
they cry, yeah.
And I always freak out that he's about to have one, because once you see that happens in a child, you can get scared. But the baby will start crying, or the child. But with breath holding spell, they can hold it, and then they're unconscious, but they're fine. They're still breathing when they're unconscious.
Yeah.
But I've noticed one of my friends said that their little girl had it as well, and she did pass out. But they said our tip on blowing in their face has really helped.
Right.
They said that's very helpful to know that, like to blow in the face. So that is our tip if that happens. But then there's loads of things you can do to prevent it. But a really reassuring thing is that they will grow out of it.
Yeah.
As they get older, we've noticed with Karma as well, because she can understand what has happened. If she hurts herself, it's not as shocking to her because she is aware of what's gone on, and she can understand what we're saying, and she can communicate with us. So I think that will help with time. But definitely I feel like there's something that triggers a child to have them in the first place, and that might be because they've got poor sleep, they're having a really over-stressful, busy, stimulating day. Maybe even if they go to nursery, that might be too much. Or if they go around like the grandparents' house and they've got the TV on really loud and they're like giving them lots of sweets and attention, some children need time on their own and calm time, and some children are like overly stimulated, and I think Karma is definitely one of those. Yeah. Like what we've found as well is in the daytime, like she doesn't have breath holding spells anymore, but she has emotional outbursts, doesn't she? Which are more on the extreme side of like a usual toddler. And what we do now is if she's getting over upset, and even if she hasn't got upset, we try and get her to go in her room. We can be in there with her, or she sometimes likes to be on her own, and we get her a little colouring book out, a little snack, a drink, and we say that she can have some calm down, quiet time, and she really, really enjoys that, and it gives her some time to decompress. And then I feel like we all need some time on our own. I mean, some of you mums watching this right now, you just love to go in the bathroom, shut the door and just have a few minutes to yourself. And I feel like yeah, of course.
Don't leave dads
sometimes
out.
disregard that toddlers need it, or children. We feel like children are meant to be super sociable. Children are meant to be super, hyper and have loads of fun. But I still think that especially some children, they do like to have some wind down,
I think it's just a case of like everyone varies, so even children really vary, like how I said, like some adults are extrovert, some are introvert, even though I feel like most people tend to say they're introvert nowadays, don't they? But which is probably as a result of we're just always looking at screens all the time.
But I feel like I want to open up to you, Fizz fam, and I feel like, I know we're sort of going off topic, but it's still about Karma and her behaviour and her personality. I feel like one of the reasons why she's quite sensitive and over emotional, and she gets upset quite easily, like it's like her emotions are hard for her to manage. I think what has like maybe made her personality like that is because I was super busy in the pregnancy, and I think I felt a lot of stress.
Oh yeah.
We were doing daily videos, we had a lot going on, and I think I even have created that in the beginning. So if my tip for you, just because I've learned from my own experience, and Karma
Don't work 7 days a week.
Karma is healthy and happy, but if there's any way in your pregnancy you can have some time where you're not like trying to fit loads in, and you just like have calm down time, because in Brazil there is actually, it's part of their culture in Brazil, isn't it, that the pregnant mother isn't exposed to any negativity, any stress, and I think it's because they understand that what happens in the womb can determine how the baby comes out.
Yeah, it's kind of naive, but we just never considered it. But now when you think about it, it just seems really obvious. Yeah, just because the baby hasn't been born, it doesn't mean that they're not
absorbing everything.
Yeah, like all of the emotions going through the mum, like all the stress going through the mum. Why would that not go to the baby?
Stress is like, obviously your body produces adrenaline and cortisol, and I've even read this in parenting books, these like mainstream parenting books, and your child can be born addicted to cortisol and the stress hormones. So all throughout their life, they try and create situations for themselves where they are flooded with those chemicals, those hormones, because their mum flooded their body with it in the womb. So I feel like I have contributed towards that, and I know like I don't like hate myself or anything for it, but I just feel like I want to maybe share this with some of you guys who are pregnant at the moment.
We're all always learning, and obviously being a parent is not like this perfect thing.
And you
don't know how to
stress.
do it. basically I feel like all parents spend their time trying to correct the mistakes that their own parents made, and then hopefully we're all gradually getting better as each generation goes on.
And I know it's unrealistic to say like you can't have any stress when you're pregnant, like even if it's your first pregnancy or and especially with what's going on in the world right now, I feel like we're all flooded with stress hormones all the time. I feel like my body is just so like in need of a break, a release from like worrying about something. There's always something to worry about, whether it's in your family life or what's going on in the macrocosm. It is intense, so I really feel for pregnant women at the moment. It must feel like I'm so lucky that Koa was born at the beginning of 2020. But anyway, I know you can't avoid stress, but if there's any things which aren't
just
like,
focus on your immediate circle.
take the maternity leave. Like don't, honestly, it's not worth it. You only like your child is created in the womb. I know like it's easy said than done, and I don't know everyone's personal situations, and obviously when I was pregnant I felt like I wanted to work right until like the end of the pregnancy, so I completely get it. But I just feel like if I could change it, and if I was like pregnant again, I would never ever put myself through that or the baby again.
That's why we obviously took a lot of a like eased approach to things after Karma was born, and we immediately stopped daily videos and really had to prioritize her needs. And you know, we're happy to say now, like just to bring some closure to this, we're happy to say now obviously we're in a different space, and thankfully she doesn't have that anymore. So for anyone who is going through this, you know, like it does end, and hopefully some of the things that we've shared
might be helpful.
You know, implement some of those, and I completely believe that they contributed to helping her. You know, regardless of whether they grow out of it or not, I think it's nice to, you know, try to stop it, or at least make them shorter, less intense, that type of thing. Because with her, it was never like, we read that for some people's babies it can go on for like a minute, and we were like, whoa, that must be terrifying. Because with Karma it was like 5 to 10 seconds.
I remember her last
in terms of like the limp head type thing, it was just 5 to 10 seconds.
The last time she had one.
And then she would just be confused, wouldn't she? Like she'd kind of come around and just be like
they're quite tired confused afterwards. I think it's quite like draining for the body and the brain. So afterwards, make sure that they just have lots of cuddles and reassurance, and you obviously don't do too much afterwards, not that anybody would, but try and stay calm during it as well. Yeah, I think the last time Karma actually had one was the night before Koa was born.
Wow, was it?
Yeah, that was the last time. It just came to me, and I feel like that's why I went into labour in that night, because the stress of that situation. It was really, really stressful. And
what are we now? So it's almost 2 years ago then.
Yeah. So she actually...
So it lasted for about a year then, tops?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, and we just started getting her to sleep through the night, because I stopped breastfeeding her when she was 14 months old, because I wanted to like try and get her to sleep properly. I was drained, you know, I love breastfeeding.
Even that was
I love
ironically
breastfeeding,
causing like sleep issues as well.
But that's because I created bad habits with it. It wasn't the breast milk or the breastfeeding, it's because I started using my breasts as a way to soothe her when in the night when you don't need to do that. You can stroke them, cuddle them, you know, there's lots of other ways of doing it, unless they're hungry, of course. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But I feel
that's another thing in terms, I feel like we could keep giving this like
I just want to help
our
people
story
so
for
much.
ages, exactly.
I
but
feel like
another thing, when she was going to sleep, we would always like stroke her head as well. We also tried a white noise machine, which we're actually at the beach, but it made wave noises. But again, that had like this like ridiculous bright blue light on it, so we put blue tack over it to cover it up, so then there wasn't a light coming out.
Yeah, we can share more things, and maybe on my personal Instagram account, Georgiana Fizz, I do give a lot of updates on there about my own personal like journey of being a mother, and that I go into more detail there. It's more adult focused as well, so you can go and check that out as well, because it's not really about all the family, it's about me really. So and guys, if you've got any things that you'd like us to talk about, let us know in the comment section as well.
And also now we finally have comments anyway for any of you guys where you are going through this with your child. Maybe everyone can help each other out with tips in the comments as well,
because we're still learning every day as well, like
obviously parenting. Because we got through it, you know, we haven't continued to learn any more about it. As far as we're concerned, everything we implemented helped the situation, and then it went away.
Because apparently it can go on until they're 8 years old, and I feel like for it to stop there, I feel like we took good measures. For definite. Just the prioritising sleep and everything you can do to help them be able to sleep, and then just reducing all is not possible, but as many stressful things from and take
their
one
day
step at a time as well. Take one step at a time. And just remember that you're an amazing parent, and you've got really good intentions, and you're just doing your best, like we all are right now. So, love you, Fizz fam.
See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.